Hello friends, welcome to Shiksharthi. In this video, we shall be discussing the basics and concepts of coordinate geometry. So let's start. Okay, once you know this slope concept, now the second thing that you need to understand here is section formula, which is given rise to with the help of the slope concept only. So for this, I am using the same concept that I had used here, but I'll draw a different diagram. So let's say this is the point A, I am taking point B, another point that I am taking on the way. Let's say there is a point that I want to take on the way is E, and the final point that I am taking here is F. I can choose to take one more point here. Let's say I am taking C as well. Now all these lines are parallel to x-axis, and this line is parallel to y-axis. Let me take these values. So let's say this point is G, this point is H. So the only assumption that I have done here is we have assumed that HE is parallel to GC is parallel to AB is parallel to x-axis, and the line FB is parallel to the line which is y-axis. Once you have done this, now let us start off with, if I assume that this point is x comma y, and I know now this is a line so on which only the heights are going to change, the abscissa remains the same. So let's say x comma y1, x comma y2 and x comma y3, and on the x-axis we know that the ordinate remains the same and abscissa changes. So let's say accordingly I could have taken h as x1 comma y1, g as x2 comma y2 and a as x3 comma y3. And then as suggested earlier also, geometry plays a very important role when it comes to deducing certain things. Now we have assumed that line AF, all these points are collinear. Which points are we talking about? We are talking about points. And why have we assumed that these points are collinear? There is no assumption, because the moment you have made this assumption, you will definitely say that A, G, H, F are collinear points. Why? Because all these angles would be, let's say this is theta, this will also be theta, and this will also be theta. So once you know this, you will be able to say triangle FHE is similar to triangle FGC, and at the same time you can say FHE is similar to the other triangle, which is FAB. Once you know this, then you can simply apply the properties and you can infer something here. Now once you are able to say this, at the same time you will be able to say that FGC is also similar to triangle FAB. This is very important. Now after this you can use the BPT theorem, which is basic proportionality theorem, which says if you have been able to establish that one triangle is similar to another triangle, then what we can say here is, we can say that FH upon FG is the same as FH upon FG is the same as FE, FE upon FC is the same as HE upon GC. You can use this and you can establish a theory. Now what is the theory here? The theory here is, we could have deduced it from here itself, but I am just doing this so that you are able to understand the section formula with the help of this. So now when we are calculating FH, so let's not use this for the time being, let's just use these two. Now when we are using these two, what are we saying? How much is FE? FE is just like saying y minus y1 is equal upon how much? FC. So which is y minus y2 is the same as x minus x1 divided by x minus x2. So from here you are able to deduce the equation of a line. How to write down the equation of a line given the points x comma y and x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2, and you are able to establish that all these 3 points are collinear to each other. So which is just like saying y minus y1. So y minus y1 upon y minus y2. Now from here, once we have written this, can we just write it like this, that y minus y1 divided by x minus x1 is the same as y minus y2 divided by x minus x2. This is just like writing the equation of a line. So though we started from here, but this is the exact expression. And why have we written it like this? So that we could have converted it into the slope format. So this is the slope format of writing the equation of a line. And what is the slope here? So if I am talking about y minus y1 and x minus x1, this is nothing but it boils down to simply what? So here we are basically talking about, so we could have just rejigged these ratios and we could have talked about tan theta, tan theta, tan theta, and then we simply compare their slopes, and then we prove that the slope of AG is the same as AH is the same as AF. So this is, and then you can take it further. I mean, you could have simply said that once these are equal, and then using FHE with FAB. So FHE is just like you using this. So further on you could have said that this is nothing but equal to y minus y3 divided by x minus x3. When you combine all the three together, all the three means when you are combining these two together. So once you would have said this is equal to this, for this you would have said this is equal to this. Combining all the three, you will say that all the three are equal. So once you are able to establish this, you are basically saying what? The slope of all these three lines are equal. Okay, extending this further, now here we assumed that the slope of all the three lines are equal. But on the contrary, if I would have started like, so I am focusing only on this point, only on this. Please keep your eyes only on this. So we are basically talking about FHE and we are talking about this. So now if I say, now, so what are we saying? Basically we are saying that this upon this is equal to this upon this is equal to this upon this. So now if I have to use the section formula from here, or if I have to find out the section formula, all I need to do here is I just need to take this value. Let's say if I assume that this is M1 and this is M2, and then I can always establish the section formula. So we are basically talking about this length being M1 and this length being M2, and we can always establish the section formula. And once we establish the section formula, we'll be able to say that this point, so if I'm trying to find out this point and the ratio, so the ratio here is, we are talking about this point being M1, I mean this length being M1 and this length being M2. So in that case, we'll be able to establish the section formula, which says if I want to find out this point, which is finding out the value of x1, this will be, so this is M2 times of this and M1 times of this. So M2 times of x plus M1 times of x2 divided by M1 plus M2. We will be able to prove it. Same for y1. So y1 will be M2 times of y plus M1 times of y2 divided by M1 plus M2. This is the section formula which can be deduced with the help of BPT. All you need to do here is, I mean here itself, once you were able to establish this ratio, now in this ratio you know that you had excluded this. So once you are using this, you will say that this is equal to FH, which is M1 divided by M1 plus M2, and then you will be able to prove this. And you already know the values for this. The values here are y minus y1 upon y minus y2 and so on. So once you equate y minus y1 upon y minus y2 as m1 upon m1 plus m2, you will be able to get these values. And these values are for, so what are we deducing? So if there is a line that is given to you, so we are talking about the line GF, which is being divided by h. So h in the ratio m2 is to m1. In that case, what is going to be the coordinate? The coordinates, what are going to be the coordinates for h in terms of the coordinates of g and f? So as suggested earlier also, if you are able to take the theorems or the proofs as questions and you prove it yourself, you come closer in terms of not only the understanding of the concept that is being discussed, but you are able to take it to a next level, and the next level is maybe you are able to combine it with other things as well. Okay, If you feel that something great has been discussed in this video and this increases your liking towards the subject or the topic because it has been done in a fantastic manner, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. If you have already done so, click on the bell icon and select all so that you get regular updates from us. If you want that we should do some specific videos on some difficult topics, do not hesitate and put it in the comment section so that we can do it for you. Thank you so much. Until next we meet, goodbye.